What's up, potty people, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing something a little bit different, which I'm probably going to regret because I'll probably have to refilm this video and I'm not going to be very happy about it. But I'm actually standing up because I'm 34 weeks pregnant, I can't breathe, I'm in pain, and I need a stretch. I'm not even sure if my camera's hooked up right. I don't even know if my microphone's turned on. I have no idea. We're just gonna try to wing it and just hope for the best. But today I'm finally doing my top 5 favorite foundations of all time. And they just so happen to be affordable and at the drugstore. So yeah, wasn't planned, but you're welcome. And I've tested these foundations out long enough to know exactly how they work. I feel like I'm an expert on them. I've tested them out for years and years. They're my go-to, most trusted foundations that I firmly stamp my approval on. And if you guys have watched me for a while, you'll know that I have very high standards. I am very, very picky. I don't recommend just anything and everything. Like, it can't be subpar or mediocre. Like, I can't do no mediocre. And in one degree or another, I feel like they'll all work for every kind of skin type. Now, that doesn't mean every single person with oily skin or every single person with dry skin will be able to wear one foundation because we're all so different, obviously, but that just means I've tested it out through different skin types, through different seasons. I've tested on different people. There is one foundation in here that is more exclusive to dry skin, but we'll get into that later. So if you like videos like this where I talk about my top favorite products of all time, then make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and turn that notification bell on to always see my videos. And without further ado, let's get into my top 5 favorite foundations of all time that just so happen to be at the drugstore. So I do have oily, acne-prone skin. I typically get more greasy in my T-zone, but with my skincare routine, I've actually regulated my skin to where I don't get super greasy or oily usually. So my skin is pretty normalized, but it does lean more on the oily side. So this isn't going to be in any kind of particular order, like I'm not ranking them or anything, but this first foundation is one that I've tested so much that I've even trusted it enough to put in my professional freelance makeup kit. And as a makeup artist, it kind of sounds weird, it kind of sounds janky to say that you have a $6 foundation in your makeup kit, but it's that good. I've used this on people with oily skin, dry skin, normal, combination, acne prone, sensitive, mature. Literally every single person this foundation looks incredible on. And this is the LA Girl HG Pro foundation. And this is such an underrated product. You can find this at Ulta, but they do have a bigger shade selection online, I believe. So I will have all the places where you can find these products linked below and just different options. But this is probably my favorite foundation of all time. But this is a beautiful, full coverage, dewy, glowy finish foundation. And this is one of the only dewy foundations I've ever tried that doesn't break down on me and that actually holds up all day long without making me look shiny or greasy. Like, it is the most beautiful finish. It builds up like a freaking dream. Like, it never looks cakey or makeup-y or heavy. But I mean, I wouldn't say it's super, super thin. It's just very lightweight feeling. So the next foundation I have is one that I literally trust with my whole being. Like, this is the longest wearing foundation I've ever tried, and that is the LA Colors Truly Matte Foundation. Now, I have oily skin, but I don't like a matte finish foundation. So this came out a couple of years ago, and I remember when it first came out, I was kind of like, that probably isn't for me because I don't like anything that says matte on it, but this is a very comfortable satin matte. So if you're someone like me that's leery of, you know, that super stark, flat, drying looking matte finish that just emphasizes pores and texture and blemishes and stuff like that, this won't do that. Every time I talk about this foundation, I share the same story of a few years ago when I wore it on Memorial Day, and it was super hot outside. Like, it was almost 100 degrees, and I felt like the sun had like a personal hit out against me. Like, it had a personal attack against me. I could feel the sweat beads just building up under my foundation. I had sunglasses on, which typically equates to, you know, the sunglass transfer mark on your nose. Like, it was just a miserable, horrible hot day. I applied the foundation around 9 or 10 that morning, and I came home around 11 to take it off. And I'm no joke, I was speechless. It looked almost as good that night after what, like 12, 13, 14 hours, something like that, as it did when I first applied it in the morning after a super long, hot, sweaty, oily day. And even like my nose area, like where I typically get transfer marks from my sunglasses, there was very, very minimal transfer. I've never seen anything like it before. It is a very, very pigmented, opaque formula, so you will definitely get full coverage out of this, but it's a really nice, like moussey, kind of thicker texture, but it doesn't look cakey or thick or heavy on the skin. Like again, you're gonna hear the same adjectives for literally every foundation. It blends out so effortlessly, it builds up really well. I haven't worn it a whole lot in the winter time. Like, this is mainly something I use in the summertime, just because in the winter I want more of a glowy finish foundation. Now, I don't know if I would say this is gonna be the best for people with dry skin. I mean, you may be able to get away with it if you really hydrate your skin and just don't powder a whole lot, but I mean, if you're oily, combination, normal, acne prone, or if you just need a good summertime foundation, this is it. So the next one I have is the one I was saying is going to be more exclusive to people with dry skin, but I have oily skin. So again, it's going to work for every skin type to a degree. So this is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Foundation. So every time I've worn this recently, someone's commented and said that I have that pregnancy glow. It ain't my skin, it's this stuff. But I will say when I first tried this a couple of years ago, I was more oily at the time, so I don't know if my skincare routine has just improved over the years, or maybe I'm just drying out as I get older. But whenever I first started using it, it did break down to my T-zone. I did get shiny and oily with it, and I probably got a good 5 to 6 hours out of it before it started doing all that. So yeah, I was very shocked when I picked it back up a few months ago, and it held up all day long, and it gives me the prettiest glow. Like, it has the absolute prettiest finish. This is definitely more of a medium buildable coverage. Like, I can almost get full coverage out of it. Like, if you're someone that doesn't have a lot of blemishes or a lot to cover up, then you can probably get full coverage out of it. Like, I feel like I get enough from it, and I mean, I do have a good amount to cover up. This is one that whenever I have a bad skin day, like my skin's breaking out a lot, it's just not doing me any favors, I can put this on and actually feel good about my skin and actually feel good about my makeup that day. But again, if you're someone with super oily skin, this will probably make you look shiny and greasy after a few hours. But I mean, again, that depends on what other products you're pairing with it, your skincare routine, you know, the base. Like, the base is what matters the most. The next one I have is one that isn't as easy to get your hands on. I'm pretty sure this is exclusive to Walmart now. This is the Physicians Formula The Healthy Foundation. Again, shade selection absolutely sucks. Physicians Formula just, I don't know what their deal is, but the shade selection's god awful. But this is a really good medium to full coverage natural satin finish foundation, and it just kind of enhances your skin. Like, it doesn't mask it or cover it up too much. Like, you can get almost full coverage out of it. Like, you can really build it up. It never looks cakey. It never starts looking patchy or uneven. My favorite kind of foundation is more of a natural satin finish, so it's not too dewy, not too matte, just like smack dab in the middle, and I feel like it works the best on every skin type. So whether you're oily, whether you're dry, mature, normal. It does come with a doe foot applicator, kind of like the Clinique Beyond Perfecting foundation that Candy Johnson talks about all the time, but I don't really like that aspect about it. Man, it's easy to apply, but to me it's just not very hygienic, especially if you're someone that has very acne prone skin like me. Yeah, if you want a good natural satin finish foundation that just looks like skin and just, I don't know, like it has a little bit of glow to it, like a little bit of luminosity, then this is it. So the next foundation I have is one that's more new to my favorites list, but it's actually been one that I've had in my collection for a while. I just didn't see the beauty in it until I actually did a review video. And that is the Revlon Photo Ready Candid Foundation. And this is another one of those natural finish foundations that will work for literally every skin type. But this is one of those products that has very, very boring claims. Like, it does so much more than what it even claims to do. Like, looking at it, it's just such a boring, like, meh product. But this stays put literally from the time that you put it on to the time that you take it off. Like, it almost looks no different by the time that you take it off after a very long wear day. And that is something I look for in foundations. I want to put my makeup on one time in the morning, and I don't want to look in the mirror and worry about it settling or caking or, you know, fading off or wearing away. Like, I want to trust it. And this foundation is one that I fully trust. Now, I wouldn't say this is the most opaque pigmented formula. Like, it's not full coverage right off the bat, but like, it's one of those that the more you build it up, like, you start seeing like, oh my God, it's completely erasing everything I have on my skin, but it doesn't look like makeup. It stays feeling very breathable and very lightweight. Like, it never feels suffocating. Like, there's a lot of foundations I've tried that by like 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours, it's just like I'm wanting to claw my makeup off because it feels so heavy. But this one just stays feeling super, super light. So that is it for my top 5 favorite foundations of all time that just so happen to be the drugstore. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I actually think I'm gonna do a round 2 with this as well, because I do have like the second string. Like, I have some bench warmer foundations that are also my top favorite foundations as well, but these are the cream of the crop. That's why I'm so picky when it comes to high-end foundations. Like, I always compare high-end foundations to these. That's why my standards are so high, because it's like, why am I spending a lot of money on foundations when I've got good ones in my collection that are under $15. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. But also, what are your favorite foundations? Like, what should I check out? Especially at the drugstore. Like, what am I missing out on? So yeah, comment that below as well. And also, what other products would you like to see favorites on? Like, what would you like to see my favorite concealers, my favorite brow products, mascaras, lip products, like, you name it, and I'll do it. So yeah, there's a lot to comment down there. I'm giving you guys a lot of chores. But yeah, if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up if you want to see more like it, and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. And I will see you guys in my next one. Mwah.